Omokri'S obsession with Peter Obi is becoming childish, irritating, antics of duplicitous and untrustworthy man. Abi, it is very, very bad. The way Omokri is showing his hatred for Peter Obi is just unbearable. It's just getting too terrible. And I tell you, this kind of thing he's doing will backfire on him very soon. I say it. Omokri cannot just be destroying Peter Obi. They were both in PDP and he once promoted Peter Obi. Just because they frustrated Peter Obi in PDP and he moved out to join Labour Party and is now pulling waves more than any Nigerian politician today, they want to destroy him with propaganda. It doesn't make sense. Go and work for your master. Your master is contesting with Tinubu both in Nigeria and in the US. Go and work with Atiku and leave Peter Obi alone. The obsession with Peter Obi is just terrible and is going to hunt him down. I'm sure it will hunt him down. Because Peter Obi is not an ordinary person. God has hand in that man's life. And this person has written, I came to know Mr. Omokri, a self-professed pastor and former aide to President Goodluck Jonathan in the run-up to 2015 elections. One, Mr. Japhet Omojuwa, an astute Twitter influencer, accused him of using another person's name to post a tweet in the social media space, thereby masking his true identity. I waited for Mr. Omokri to deny the allegation, which he would have strongly done if it was false. People are quick to hug and mount integrity, but things like identity theft rob them of any medium of integrity, any modicum of integrity left in them. Recently, Mr. Omokri has been very active on the Twitter and takes position on most national issues, but unfortunately, he comes out as somebody who is unstable and inconsistent. I would expect somebody who wants to be taken seriously to always take a stand born out of personal conviction rather than be shifty based on expectations of where he thinks his bread will be better buttered. Yes. So he has a life to live. As such, a personality disorder which does not disturb my utility functions is of no moment to me. What I find objectionable is his spreading deliberate falsehood because he knows that Nigerians do not interrogate most claims that people make. If Mr. Omojuwa had not investigated and probed the case of the identity theft mentioned above, perhaps nobody would have known that Mr. Omokri was a masked culprit. Okay, Mr. Omokri talks too much and likes to position himself as all-knowing, but I see him as a bare-faced liar who believes that he can comfortably live off on such mendacity. For a public figure to possess the rare audacity to spread lies is mind-boggling, it's mind-boggling. Okay, and this is how I have come to place Mr. Omokri, having meticulously observed and studied him. The other day, I was watching a video clip where one man from Delta State, like Mr. Omokri, described him as a good friend of Atiku, hater of Obi, and defender of Tinubu. Exactly. Can you imagine the qualification, the description they gave him? He is a friend of Atiku, he is a hater of Peter Obi, and he is a defender of Tinubu. It is curious to note that these three persons are presently in court contesting the outcome of the last presidential election. I therefore find it intriguing that Mr. Omokri would be talking from the two sides of his mouth in a matter as serious as the presidential election. Reynolds has been making media rounds spreading falsehood because he thinks that people believe he cock and bull. Okay, people believe his cock and bull stories. Atiku is in court in the state of Illinois. Okay, US suing the Chicago State University to allow him access to Tinubu's academic records in the university to enable him ventilate his position on the election dispute between the two in the court in Nigeria. Anybody who loves Nigeria should allow the judicial process to proceed unhindered, but Reno would have none of that. He is using his petulant noise making to distract attention from the process. Isn't it curious that a self-confessed friend and supporter of Atiku is doing everything possible to undermine his court case in the US? Reno, who would not fail to remind all that he holds a master's degree in law, does not appear to know the bone of contention and crux of the matter in Atiku versus CSU's suit. Otherwise, he would not be behaving shamelessly as he has been doing. Reno is busy displaying a letter he claims was given to him by the Chicago State University confirming that Tinubu graduated from the university. And let me make it clear that the letter which Reno is displaying is either fake or issued directly to Tinubu by the university. Such a letter is a standard letter of attestation issued by universities to their graduates pending when the certificates are ready. Okay. So a letter of attestation is issued to a graduate once the Senate of the university has approved the result. A letter of attestation is never issued to a third party like Reno. But who is Mr. Reno Omokri that he could just walk into a university, make a verbal request, and pronto the university would give him such a letter? It's not possible. The third parties who have that privilege are the courts and law enforcement agencies doing an investigation, and there are conditions attached thereto. Moreover, such a request must be in writing. Mr. Omokri thinks he is dealing with illiterate human beings who do not know their left from their right. Reno is neither a court nor a law enforcement agent in the U.S. A third party cannot just walk into a bank and obtain the bank statement of another person or his credit history without authorization of the bank account holder. So the letter which Reno is parading can only be issued to Tinubu as a former student. Therefore, Reno must have obtained that letter from Tinubu directly. Okay, he's orbit indirectly, or it could be fake or stolen. Why was the letter not addressed to Reno Omokri? Any letter with the heading "to whom it may concern" is given to the person mentioned in the letter and not an outsider. Okay, like Reno Omokri, who for all practical purposes is an impostor or meddlesome interloper. So this guy has written a lot about Tinubu. Peter Obi has many achievements to his name, including governor of a state, federal government advisor, chairman of federal government parastatal commission, and the boardroom guru. He deserves respect, Reno. So this guy is actually writing to warn Reno to stop what he's doing about Peter Obi. I supported Atiku because I considered him the best of the lot and based on my personal conviction, but people around me, including members of my household, were free to support any of the 18 presidential candidates on the ballot. But Reno has no right to treat Peter Obi like an orphan or call him names. Peter Obi has many achievements. Exactly. So one good way of showing decency is by giving honor to whom they are due, even when we disagree on a lot of issues. Judgment by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is coming in less than 12 hours from now. Okay, it has come already. So this publication was made before the tribunal judgment came out. So this name is Godson Omoneke, a registered quantity surveyor, economist, sociologist, administrator, and socio-political advocate wrote from Abuja. That is the guy that has written all of this. The truth is that Reno has no integrity, and it is clear and glaring. That is what we see here. Reno has no integrity. Obviously, that is it. So let me pick one or two comments here. Somebody said, Reno, just like FFK, is currently broke. A hungry man can do anything, including licking the axe of anyone who can pay for his services just to survive. Yeah, so calling this thing a pastor is snack to the Christian faith. Christianity is such a beautiful faith that things like Omokri don't deserve belonging to, even though no door is shut against anybody in Christian faith. Somebody, the hatred this moron has on Obi is beyond politics. He has sworn that he would never be alive to see Obi become president in Nigeria. God has already recorded it. Numbers 14:28. As I hear you say, so will I do. Exactly. We sincerely apologize to the general public for the act of nuisance. The author of this post is one of the cattle patients who escaped last night. Can you imagine? How can you say that? He needs mental examination. Someone on political exile, wagging mouth, come back and talk this rubbish. He came to Nigeria now, and when he was coming, he landed at Abuja and went straight to DSS first to get security coverage before he could come out. I don't even think he has gone outside Abuja for now. He can't be like Peter Obi. He's too small to Peter Obi. Exactly. I said the shoe that Peter Obi has put leg, Reno cannot go near. In life, even where Peter Obi is, Reno cannot make it even in the next 20 years. That is the truth. And he's there insulting his superior. I beg, let's talk about better people. It's quite unfortunate that people can just say anything against anybody and think they are doing politics. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.